And away we go. Hello, folks. This is me. The guest has stopped by. The world traveler, the jet setter. She's not really here. This is all CGI. The same people who made Gollum made her. Now she's doing the mime for some stupid reason.
Green screen? I don't know.
Okay. CGI is not mime. Go to one of these fucking, go to Miramax.
Marceau.
Go to Miramax and looking for a job. Hi, I want to be a CGI artist. Okay, what can you do? See? It's a wall. Hi. We're going to restart the video now. So, welcome back.
Thank you.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, it's fun. It's interesting.
It seems like a reserved. That seems like a reserved, to me, kind of.
Well, I'm not going down there partying and CUBA. Like
yeah, but I mean, you still can have fun. It's not like a job.
No, that's fine. Relaxing.
Okay.
It's hot, so I walk around a lot looking at stuff, and I get thirsty and need a beverage. So I go in and say, "Una cerveza cristal, por favor."
She brought me a beer cap.
Oh yeah.
A cap from a beer that says fucking Cuba on it, and I'm like, "Where's the rest of it? I'm thirsty. I drank that shit." Look at this. See, as soon as we start talking, in comes the dog looking to play fetch.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
He didn't have the ball in his mouth.
He didn't do that before. No, he does this when I start talking. And you guys thought I made that shit up.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw my CGI ball to my CGI dog.
He turns his head when you try to take the ball.
He won't let me have the ball to throw it, but he wants. All right, screw it.
Here.
No. He's just ignore him, and I'll drop it in a minute.
Okay.
See?
You have such a sophisticated green screen here.
It really is,
What
isn't
a
it?
production.
Yeah, I know.
You know, the DIA is really putting out a lot of
They
money.
would never know we were actually in a warehouse in Langley. I'm getting so much use out of that guy's one comment.
What the DIA?
So much mileage out of that.
That's Jonathan Cale. He's an idiot.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
And then Crush Satan is an idiot.
I call him Crusher Stan.
Yeah, I know. That's funny.
Because that pisses him off. What would piss off a religious person more than being called?
Is he religious?
Crusher Stan. Crush Satan?
I don't know if he's religious.
That's what I say.
He's an idiot.
Anyway, hi. How y'all doing? Obviously, we don't have an agenda except for...
But this is a quick video.
This is
As
a quick
always,
video.
It's a quick video.
As always. Except for the only agenda we have here is my agenda. The Slowhand. Look what I got, Slowhand. Ooh. Cuban cigars. Ooh. Didn't you request something called, how do you pronounce it?
Romeo y Julieta.
Romeo y Julieta. Y Julieta. Ooh, and look what I got. Look what that says. Doesn't that look tasty? And ooh, Slowhand. What's this? My hand's moving so slow right now. My hand's moving so slow. Smell the goodness. Like I do. I want some. I gotta eat that. If you eat my damn Cubans, you and I are gonna have problems. Okay, come on.
No, Bo. Yeah.
Cohibas. Taste them. These are slightly different cohibas than the ones that came in this box. That's why they're in an angle.
There's a siglo dos.
Greg, I hope you are watching, has a whole bunch of those in a bigger box.
There's more.
And there's
other
25 of them. And I took a few of them, but you got the rest. They look good. They look tasty. Don't they look tasty? And I got these too. You don't get these. This is just for me. Just for me.
Cigarettes.
No, you don't want cigarettes.
Cigarettes.
You don't want cigarettes. You can't eat these. These are very tasty. So anyway, Greg, while you sit up there and don't have Cubans to smoke, while you don't have Cubans to smoke for the next week, just know I'll be back down here smoking Cubans, eating hot dogs and fucking dollar burritos while you eat fucking racks of ribs.
Burritos?
Huh? Fucking dog.
That's what you.
Well, you warm them up for 30 seconds. You gotta get.
They asked for it. They wanted it.
They wanted it. They were teasing me,
The burritos.
so I slept them around. So there you go. While you're eating ribs, I'm eating hot dogs, but I'm smoking Cubans, baby. She got you a whole bunch of Cubans. You're gonna like that. Whole bunch of tasty ones. Anyway, so there you go. That's the only agenda I had. That and fucking with a guy who said it was CGI. So how's my CGI friend doing? How you doing? You
I
got
can't
jet
see
lag?
anything. No, there's no jet lag. It's like an hour flight. It's ridiculous. You know, Cuba is just right next door.
You can get there with a rowboat in like an hour.
Yeah,
Can't you?
if there were a ferry, I'd take the ferry from Key West, which they were planning to do.
Where did you find a sign? There's a sign in that place, Skippers. Remember the sign in Skippers? It's talking about the tunnel entrance. That in Key West, there's a joke about a tunnel in Key West that goes down to Cuba.
Yeah.
There was a sign for it.
This is 90 miles away or something.
Yeah.
It's ridiculously close, and yet they have all these travel barriers for Americans.
That's because they don't like our economic ideology. They don't like our free markets.
They have lots of private business there.
Yeah, they do.
You know,
Yeah.
it's socialist, but you know, there's a lot of business going on down there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the tourist trade, and yeah. And that's the thing. The guy I was staying, the host, he was talking about. He says, "Look, this is a private business. What he's running, and he thinks it's ridiculous that the U.S. government has some problem with Cuba when there's lots of private business going on. And it's just not neoliberal."
Right. But again, like you said, what did you see when you first came flying over the island? What's the first thing you see when you come over the island?
All these little farms.
Right.
Beautiful, rich soil.
That's one of the problems that the U.S. government, they want to take all that, drive them off, and put big agriculture in there.
Yeah, because they broke up. There were all those plantations before the revolution, and they broke up all those in land reform, and so they have all these little farms, beautiful, little farms.
Yeah.
Whoa, what was that? Oh, we knocked over the barrier thing.
Oh, it's okay. There's still another one up there.
Yeah, okay.
Besides, she's in the kennel.
Wow, there's such a sophisticated green screen and CGI.
We got sound effects and everything.
They've given you more money to
it's
make
amazing.
it.
Well, Disney actually, DIA contracted Disney to do this. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah. I'm actually not a fat old white guy.
You're in a fat suit.
This is all makeup.
You're wearing a fat suit.
This is all makeup. I'm actually Greta Thunberg. Hi. I'm Time Magazine's Person of the Year.
How dare you?
How dare you? Time Magazine's Person of the Year is most famous for how dare you? Yeah. But you know who else was Time Magazine's Person of the Year? Twice?
Adolf Hitler.
Bingo!
Der
Führer! And isn't it funny? Didn't they have a spokesperson back in those days for the young Hitler Youth Nazis, but the female ones who had the same fucking hair as old Greta Thunberg. Greta Thunberg. How dare you? Sieg Heil! She's going to turn into
You will obey.
You will obey and pay your taxes?
You will enjoy austerity.
You will not breed?
Yeah.
You will not fly? So...
Okay.
No. So we're just kind of off the rails now. So, what else would you like to talk about with what did you learn from Cuba this time? You're speaking better, Cuban, Spanish. Well,
yeah,
Spanish with a Cuban.
My accent is good, but I go blank. I don't, And also, I always, when I try to talk, I'm thinking in French because that's my second language.
Really?
So when I'm trying to not speak English,
You think in French?
I know. I just like, wait a minute, no, that's French. But the accent is so convincing. They're going, yeah, because my host said, he was listening to it. He said, yeah, your Spanish is good. It's the accent is what he's saying. But also my Spanish got screwed up because there were European guests staying there. And I was talking to this Italian guy staying there so much. He was screwing up my Spanish. Because he was, like, speaking Italian, basically, and throwing in the odd Spanish word. So he screwed me up so much. Like, I was talking about cheese, and I was saying formaggio instead of queso. So he screwed up my Spanish.
So you can speak Italian?
No.
But
No, just listening to him.
But you can understand him speaking in Italian?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Kind of.
Because it's, the thing about Italian, so it's similar to French and Spanish, so I can kind of...
Well, they're all Romance languages.
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
that's why. But he screwed up my Spanish.
So how many languages can you speak? You speak French, you can speak English.
Dutch.
That's my neighbor, she's always screaming. And you can speak French, English, Spanish, Dutch,
and a little bit of stuff. Russian,
a little Russian.
Little
Cantonese?
No.
No Chinese. No Chinese.
No, not
no,
really.
No.
I want to learn Chinese.
I heard
know a little bit.
I heard that after 50 you can't learn anything.
It's not true. Well, you're in that situation too. So
that's my excuse.
So
I'm older. About? I'm 50 years old, so I can't learn anything. I'm done. That's it. I'm done. I know all there is to know. I knew all there was to know when I was 18.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you know that.
I know that.
I know that you know that I know.
I was making the video this morning talking about this dickhead. And the first thing I'm doing in the video is talking about, and I mentioned the fact that I said it was going to be dropped. The case would be dropped because they're all dropped.
Yeah.
And all you do is look it up,
yeah.
and you can find that. I said, so I knew it was going to be dropped. So I said, but I didn't make the video to tell you guys that I was right, because I'm always right, and that's the assumption. Which I have the T-shirt to prove that.
Yeah.
I do.
Your favorite?
That was the shirt I was wearing when we made the Slow Feeds,
Yeah.
the Slow Feeds video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want some French toast made on a smoker. That's my request.
Yeah, where's my French toast on the smoker? I looked at his channel. I looked at your channel. I don't see French toast on the smoker.
Mm-mm.
Don't see it.
Mm-mm.
Don't. Is it there? No. Wait a minute. Let me look. No. There's no French toast. Surprise! There's a pizza on a smoker. There's ribs. There's a butt.
I want a Cuban sandwich. I want to make me a Cuban sandwich.
On a smoker?
I want him to make barbecue Cuban style.
He can do that,
A
probably.
whole pig.
He knows how to do that. You know he can
Bringing a
do
whole
that.
pig, yeah.
Okay.
I want
just
a pig pick. I want a whole pig picking when I go.
A whole pig picking?
Yeah, pig picking. Yeah.
So, you are back here. You're gonna go see him soon. I'm not gonna disclose your travel arrangement, your itinerary. But you're going back to. You think somebody wants to play fetch? You guys should we bring the kitten in?
Oh yeah, she's tiny.
She's tiny.
She's a tiny thing.
She's a tiny kitten.
You can't tell in the video that you did.
The video is kind of dark.
Tiny.
Yeah, it's kind of dark.
Tiny. I don't know if I've ever seen a kitten like been weaned and all that, I guess. She's tiny. You know, she's not with her mother anymore.
You keep saying she's tiny. So you're saying she's tiny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is coming from a tiny person.
Tiny
I
person.
think.
So you know tiny. You know tiny. I was in a Christmas Carol once. Someone played Tiny Tim. It wasn't me.
Did you?
I didn't play Tiny Tim. I was too big for Tiny Tim. It was too big.
Yeah, she's tiny. She's little, but very cute.
Mm-hmm.
And
should I get her? You want to entertain the folks while I go and get her? I got to figure out, if I bring her in here, she's probably going to get freaked out. She might be too freaked out.
Can I get her? Yeah.
If you go get her, Bo's gonna fucking just chase after you and knock you down.
Don't leave her alone.
Yeah,
She is tiny.
She is tiny. You're saying she's tiny?
Yeah, but even in my hand, she'll be, you know,
tiny.
You were holding her, like,
yeah.
But even in my hand.
But she's purring now, and she's cute.
She's so small that you have to be careful because
I can't let her around. I can't let her around by accident.
She's just
so.
Yeah. But very cute. And Cricket likes her, and she likes Cricket, and that's good. Bo still has this compulsion when one of the cats is on the ground to run at them to say hi to them, but they run away, and when they run, he chases, and I got to get him to stop doing that. When he sees one, he wants to run up to it and sniff it, but they, of course, interpret that differently, and they run, and so he chases, which is what dogs do. They chase. It's like put a mouse on the floor and see what the cat does with it. And he looks bigger in a week since I've seen him too.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. He'll go through growth spurts. I think he's pretty much his full grown size, but he might thicken up a bit.
Yeah, he just seemed bulkier.
Broader. Yeah. He gets all his exercise dragging me around when we go for a walk because they've got him so well trained on the leash. Right, Bo? What'd I do this time? What'd I do? What'd I do? There's a ball. I got a ball. Thank you. There you go. So, and then you're back to your homestead. You're going to back here for a couple of days and then back to the homestead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back and
but
forth,
I
back
don't
and
have
forth.
a home. My apartment.
That's just terrible. I didn't want to bring that up. I didn't know if you wanted to bring that up, but that's just terrible.
This has gone on since August, so...
Yeah.
Jake is outside of the apartment, staying in a hotel, and he thought it was just going to be for a week, and it's dragged on into 2 weeks, and he just found out we won't be able to get back into the apartment until end of January or early February, maybe longer.
Yeah, that's.
So, I mean, the apartment, he can get into the apartment and get stuff, but there's basically no kitchen or bathroom.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's unlivable. You can't live.
Yeah, it would be like, okay, you have a living room and a bedroom, and that's it.
But they've been disrupting your, and this all started when somebody upstairs left some guy who had been there for less than 2 days.
Yeah.
Moved in with no furniture.
I don't know what he had.
And then turn the water on so it overflowed in the bathtub and
flooded
the.
He was on the top floor, so the water.
And that was right above you guys.
No, it was across the hall above us.
So was
floor above across the hall.
So you didn't even really get water damage from that.
Yeah, there is water damage in the second bedroom, which I use as an office, and the bathroom. But then they found there was asbestos. It's an old building, so they said, okay, well, we have to take out the asbestos. So it became an even bigger job. Abatement is what they call it when they remove. And there's lead paint.
That almost sounds like a setup. Some dude just goes in there. He's been there 2 days. He floods the place out, and then he's gone. Then a whole bunch of people have to leave.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it almost sounds like a setup to get people out of there so they can.
Well, some people have moved out as a result.
Yeah. Well, I really am sorry.
I feel displaced, and it's really thrown me off. That's why I haven't been as productive, for one thing.
Yeah.
I haven't had my office. Yeah, that happened around the same time when I sprained and my ankle is still not 100%. It's pretty good. So I have no home.
You're homeless.
I am sort of.
You're a vagabond.
Yeah, but they're paying
You're
for the hotel.
the last Canadian vagabond.
Yeah, there you go. I know. That's my new channel name.
And that's Canadian Vagabond. You can change it. And maybe they won't purge you.
Maybe.
Have you checked to see if you've been purged since yesterday?
I don't think I have been.
Have you checked?
I checked last evening.
Okay.
I just started going. I've lost a couple of subs because I haven't done anything for, a week, a little over a week.
That's attrition. So you're going to put some stuff up?
Yeah, I've got some videos and yeah. So I learned a little bit. I didn't do quite as much this time because it wasn't quite as new, but I always learn things. It's very interesting, the whole system, and the economic sanctions on Cuba are just ridiculous. The things that so they have, deal with like 3 currency systems because of this. It's just ridiculous.
She brought me a currency, un peso, and it's in the other room.
Yeah, I just bring back interesting sample currencies, and you can take whatever you want. You picked one.
Did you have a opportunity to hop on the new train?
I looked for the Chinese trains, and I didn't find them. But the problem is there's two train stations in Havana, and it's really hot walking around. And I found one train station, and they're renovating it, and I bet they're renovating it
because
I bet. Whenever they're renovating building, it seems to be that they got some big plans because they have a big cruise ship facility, an old one, and they're renovating that. I don't know if they finished it or not.
Do they have a cruise line?
There are cruise ships that stop in Havana.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can take a cruise. Not from the U.S., of course, I don't think, but I'm not sure. No, probably not.
Probably just evil countries like Iran and North Korea. And
well, that's China. The thing. There are very few. I'm
Detroit.
Like one of the rare individual Americans down there. Yeah. They're usually in groups like religious groups, or there's one other category, one or a few other categories. They've restricted those group categories. And but I go
the U.S. has, not the Cuban.
The U.S. Yeah, the Cuban government.
They're fine.
It's like, come,
Bring in all the CIA, fucking undercover CIA guys, pretending to be fucking religious groups.
Yeah. Oh, that was the thing when I arrived. I got interviewed.
Oh, you told me that. They had, yeah. What happened? How'd that go?
So, you go into the booth and you give them the passport and your visa, and they look and I go,
Did they know your background? Did they know you're a former?
I don't know.
Did you tell them?
No. So the agent says, "Oh, Barbara Hammer," and they said, "Okay, you're gonna have to go out of the booth," and they're consulting, and they told me, "Okay, you stand there outside the booth while there are other people going through," and and so this little Cuban guy, nice guy, comes out and he says, "I'm Cuban immigration." He says in Spanish. He didn't really know any English. And so he just asked me, how long I'm staying, where I'm staying. He writes all this stuff, where I'm staying, and what are you going to be reporting on,
What kind of propaganda are you going to be?
And he took down the details of my YouTube channel and my blog with the one article.
With one article. I'm a journalist. I wrote one article on a blog once.
So then,
but technically, you are.
Huh?
According to the Supreme Court, you are a journalist.
Yeah. So then he takes that information, like he wrote it down, and he goes back and they look it over, and then they say, "Go back, into the booth." And so
it didn't take him long to read your one article.
But they had my passport. No, they just check later. They just take the information. And, okay, she sounds okay. Okay. So, stamp my passport. Give me my visa thing. They take the visa when you leave the country. They stamp the visa.
Stop.
There's two pieces. There's two sides to the visa that you buy at the airport in the U.S.
Right.
So
you're getting him all worked up by waving your hands around. You're doing it to yourself. It's not his fault. You got your little hands, and he's like, "Oh, they're so cute. The little hands are waving around."
So I've been told that they take half the visa but that doesn't happen. They stamp it, and then when you leave the country, they take the visa. I know. So you have to go through the immigration when you're leaving too.
Okay.
And what's funny is they take your picture, so I have to take my glasses off. They take your picture when you arrive, and then they take your picture when you leave, and I've decided it's to make sure it's the same person.
You're not escaping.
And
you took your glasses off, but did you have to take your scarf off?
No.
You took a picture with your scarf?
And also when you arrive...
That's her brand.
When you arrive, yeah... When you arrive, you have to go through like the TSA kind of security in Cuba because they don't trust the TSA, so you have to go through the similar sort of thing. Yeah. But they don't really, Also, the stuff that I put in my bag.
Did they grope you like the TSA gropes you?
They don't do that.
Okay.
No, they don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's interesting. So I got interviewed.
Well, that's cool. I guess the more often you go down there, the first time you went down there, but the more often you go down there, probably is a flag.
I bet. Yeah.
Were you to go down again, maybe in April or May, you probably would be interviewed again.
They might. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. But no, they just want to know where I'm staying.
Just remember, don't tell them what you used to do.
I don't understand. I didn't even tell my host any of that. I don't.
They probably have less an issue with that particular agency than they will with CIA or something like that, DIA or something like that. Because they're not really regime change.
Who?
The agency you used to work with.
It's all regime change. What are you talking about?
All of them now are focused on that.
Sure.
Okay, I don't know. I didn't think they were quite as imperialist as capitalism's invisible army.
I'm an anti-imperialist. I figured that one out.
I'm a self-hating imperialist.
I know. Damn me!
Damn me!
Damn me!
Damn me and my neoliberal thoughts.
Oh my God.
Austerity for all my friends.
Out damn spot.
Austerity for all my friends.
That's called a short Churchill. That's an interesting
That is a
name.
short Churchill.
It's called a short Churchill. Yeah. Romeo y Julieta.
Churchill was short. That's a life-size Churchill.
Yeah, he smoked those really long cigars.
It's because he had a small penis.
Compensating.
I like really short cigars. Okay, now this interview has gone right off the fucking rails. Anyway, so you're back. You had a good time. You learned a bunch.
I always learn.
You got interviewed.
It's very interesting. Yeah.
Now the Cuban police are going to keep an eye on you. The Cuban intelligence agencies are going to keep an eye on you.
Oh, they are.
As well as ours. Because you keep going back and forth to Cuba.
Oh, the other thing, remember, I found when you try to access certain U.S. sites in Cuba, you're blocked. Mm-hmm. And it's not the Cuban government doing that.
Yeah.
It's like, Patreon blocked
That's right.
me.
I saw that on Twitter.
FBI, because I did a search on overseas. I knew they were overseas FBI sites because somebody on Twitter was talking about FBI and CIA are the same.
Right.
So I click on the link for the FBI overseas offices. I'm blocked. It's the FBI blocking access in Cuba to their site. The Cuban government doesn't care.
Right.
It's just information. They have they're not afraid of information.
Right.
I can hear the kitten complaining. She goes, meow.
Is that what she's doing? Let me go see if I can get her. Hang on a second.
Okay.
She is. She's screaming.
Yeah, she's cute. She's tiny. Tiny little kitty. Great green skin. She's so cute.
What are you doing?
He's talking to me. Hey, Bo. Give it. He's got a chew toy. Come on, Bo. Whoop. There you go. Great CGI. Ooh. Hey, Bo.
Very brief little visit.
Aha, here she comes.
Very brief little visit.
He's bringing her slowly but surely. God, she's so small.
Bo, stop.
Bo, come here. Bo, yeah. Sit.
Very brief little visit.
Yeah.
Buddy, say hi. This is Grumpy. Wow. That is such great timing. Bo, no. Anyway, I gotta put it back.
Is that it?
That's it.
That was the visit? She's tiny.
Please leave a message.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh.
Hello, can I talk to Janet?
Okay.
Somebody just said they wanted to talk to Janet.
Well, they're shit out of luck, aren't they? So, there you go.
Yeah.
Good to have you back.
Yeah,
Welcome
it's
back.
good to be back.
Yep.
It's kind of weird. It's always like a shock going and then coming back. She's complaining. The kitten's complaining.
She's complaining
She's got a
because
mouth on her, though.
she's
That
complaining
little
because cricket's in there and she wants to get out and play with Cricket.
Yeah, but she's
So-
got a mouth on her.
Oh, yeah.
She lets you know
Oh, yeah.
what's going on.
It's like that first video I showed you. She's like, she's like, how dare you?
Greta. You should rename her Greta.
Greta. I haven't really named her. Greta works.
Greta, that would be funny.
Person of the year. A 16-year-old little girl, and then she was asked by a fucking reporter, okay, well, tell me about some of the science. And she's
Yeah, I don't know. What science?
taking off her hat so somebody will come rescue her because she don't know jack fucking shit about what she's talking about. Person of the fucking year.
Well, it could have been the Hong Kong terrorists.
Could have been the Hong Kong
They were
terrorist.
nominated, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wow, she is screaming.
Yeah.
So
That
this
was kidding.
video is now.
Is it
it's
50
only-
minutes?
It feels like it's been about an hour and a
It's
half.
gonna be 50 minutes.
It's only 30 minutes. It feels like it's been an hour and a half. All the fucking chaos, phones ringing, cat screaming, dog is a pain in the ass. Ow. You're dressed up like a skate rat from fucking the hood. There you
Skate rat. With 60-year-old cleavage.
Better than my 60-year-old cleavage.
No, you need to show a shoulder. You need to wear your t-shirt so that it's revealing a shoulder like that. Like that. There.
Don't
that.
do that because the CGI people only did from here up. So, we'll make another video. We'll do something else. We'll have some fun. We'll do something. We'll get out and about and do something in Tampa sometime this week. If I can peel myself away from smoking all of Greg's cigars.
Greg, I said Greg gets the leftovers.
Greg gets the
I
leftovers.
said Greg's getting the
Hey,
leftovers.
he'll get a big box of ashes.
Here you go, Greg. Enjoy.
No, she got you a bunch of cigars,
No,
man.
there's
You're
a lot.
gonna enjoy those.
It's a nice variety. I
Yeah.
don't know.
All the ones I just showed you, I took one of. She's got others in there for you, Greg. Of those, just because I wanted to taste them. But there's
I think
there's
I got-
others. There's even others that I didn't get one of.
I
So
got maybe 4 varieties.
Five
I think.
times, five
Four or
types,
fi-
five
four
types.
Five, yeah.
you got 4. Yeah, 5 types. 4 of the and then the Cohibas. It's nice.
Yeah, I got one type he didn't.
Right, because you got 3 of those
Oil.
loosely packaged things. You got the
The
little Churchills,
yeah, the short.
and you got
Churchills.
the Cohibas.
And there's Oyo. Oyo is another. Oyo.
Well, that's one of the
Romeo
3.
Flor-
The
oh,
loose
and
ones.
Monte
The loose
Cristo.
ones.
Monte Cristos.
Those are the
Yeah.
loose ones. Yeah. Very tasty.
Oh, and Greg mentioned a brand. He was listing a few brands. And so I asked the ladies in the cigar shop about this one brand, and they frowned. They said, "Those are American cigars." I don't think he set me up. Greg set me up. And I laughed to myself.
No, what happened is someone sold him one of these some American cigars and told him they were Cuban. That's what happened.
But the ladies react, those are American cigars. What are you talking about?
Peasant, get out.
I know, it was an insult to them. I think it was like Macanudo, I can't remember the brand.
Fidel, curse you. Out.
I know.
Fidel, curse you. Okay, so that's it. We're going to wrap this video up here because we are completely off the rails and have no idea where we're going. Just so you know, be proud. The person of the year is Greta Thunberg. Go see Handy Mayhem or Uncle Hotep. He's under the Handy Mayhem. He did a brief video talking about that, laughing about that. Good video. And go by and see this guy. If you aren't a follower or a subscriber to him, he's about to break 1,000.
Is he?
Yeah.
Wow.
He'll be able to do some fucking. He'll be able to.
He is. Wow.
He'll be able to fucking. Yeah. He'll be able to. He'll be able to do some ads there. Good for him. So he's about to break 1,000. Get him over that hump, and BB will be posting her videos and pictures today. You want to post one now after we? As I process this, you can process one, don't you? Can't you?
Well, the thing is, I have to take the storage card out of my tablet. That's how I record I have to take it out and then put it in the laptop thing to upload it.
Okay.
That's how I do it.
Say bye. Bye. We'll talk to you guys later. Again, thanks a lot.
Hasta luego.
Adios. See you mañana, muchachos. Mañana, muchachos. What is that? Mañana, muchachos. What is that?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Hasta mañana. Hasta mañana.
You see how she snubbed me for my Spanish? You just see how she snubbed me? You see, this is what I got to put up with, though. This is what I put up with.
Man.
Her snubbing me over my bad Spanish.
No, it's fine.
Kitten screaming in the other room.
Fine.
The dog acting like a lunatic. This is what I got to put up with.
Hasta mañana.
So when you hear the psyop that I'm naked in a tower shooting people, now you'll understand why.
Oh my God, I did that.
You did that. It's all your fault.
You did it.
What if I went crazy and started believing that I was living in a CGI world, and that you weren't real, and that the wall wasn't real, the dog's not real, the screaming cat's not real?
I think that these people are being paid. I don't know. I hope. Otherwise, they're just complete morons. They're just complete morons.
I hope people are paid to be stupid and not just stupid for free.
I know. Yeah.
Gotta go. Bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye.